This is the Glatt Properties Podcast, episode 22. I am your host, Bruce Gladhorn. This is going to be a little bit of a rant, a ramble, and an idea. I just want to inject your brain with some thoughts, concepts, ideas, just stuff to think about. Sleep on it. See what happens. I could be right. It could be wrong. If you disagree, let me know. I don't care. In some cases, I kind of hope to be wrong. Because if I'm right, it means bad news. But that's okay. So, what we're going to talk about today is the shift in the market that is inevitably here. We are in a recession. They are changing the definition of what a recession is. And the people in charge have no clue what the hell is actually going on. They're so out of touch with reality, and they're so focused and fixated on one-upping each other that they use people at the bottom to do that. This is a fact. If you don't believe me, I would love to debate that with you, because I have way more evidence in the past 30 days than you do. And it's absolutely absurd and ridiculous the way that this country has gone. I don't even know what direction we're going in after the coronavirus. But it is what it is, right? We can't do anything about it. That's why here we've decided to take measures into our own hands. Take accountability for ourselves and push ourselves to limits that we never thought existed. And I'll tell you right now, I can't imagine. I literally can't believe that I know this much about real estate at 28. I can't imagine what I'll be saying when I'm 60 years old. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about right now is some of the bad stuff that's going on in the country. And if you are somebody that turns on the news and just zones out and watches the news, you might not like what it is that I have to say, but it is what it is. So, number one, if you haven't realized it yet, you're going to need a side job. I'll say that one more time. If you haven't realized it yet, you are going to need a side job, a side hustle, a part-time gig, something on the weekends. Something between the time that you get off of work and your primary job and the time you go to bed. Because you will not be able to afford a gallon of gas with what is going on right now if something doesn't change. If something changes, we'll be fine. But right now, it's like $3.90 a gallon. I mean, yeah, sure, it's better than $5 a gallon, but like, oh my God. It was like $2.50 or something last year. About this time. It was bananas. I think it was about $2.50. That's what I recall. I could be wrong. Fact check me if you want. But golly, prices of goods, services, and everything is going up and up and up and up. And if you think that your job that pays you an extra 3% every single year is going to be able to sustain just meeting inflation, you are out of your damn mind. You are a fool. A grown-ass fool. That's a fact. If inflation is 10% and disregarding the increase in goods and services, if inflation is 10% and your yearly raise is anything but 10%, you're getting screwed. You need to quit, find a new job. I know, it sucks, right? But what's easier? Losing all of your money? Working your ass off for nothing? Or just going to get a new job and negotiating for your wages that you rightfully deserve. Because, I mean, I got to be honest with you, I don't think $100 an hour for your time is acceptable. I really don't. Depending on how skilled you are, it could be $1,000 an hour for your time. It just is what it is. But remember, these companies are going to pay you as little as they can. So that is what it is. But what you have to do, what you have to realize, and what a lot of people have to get in through their thick skulls, because most people are just lazy as shit. They're just lazy as all get out. And that's why they're fat. If you want to know if somebody's good or not at something, just look at their body. Are they fat or are they skinny? Are they in shape or are they a sack? If they're in shape, squared away, they looking good, standing tall, Hollywood, then you probably can trust that they're at least motivated to get the job done. If they're fat, if they're slob, then you know what, just You can't do anything about it, and you got to look at their track record at that point in time. Because you could be a fat slob with a fantastic track record, and then you're Mr. Money, you're the man. You know what I'm saying? That's fantastic. That's tremendous. But if you're getting into a new space and you don't look the part and you don't look good and whatever, nobody's probably going to use you. But that's all right. But we're just going to talk about the reality. We're talking about concepts, and just take this home and think about this. So number one. If your job isn't paying you 10% more than they were last year, quit. Get the hell out of there. Get a new job. You are worth it. You are worth it 110%. You are worth a 10% raise each and every year. I can tell you right now, I'm not ashamed to say this. I pay my guys $40 or $50 an hour to do meaningless tasks for me. Meaningless, stupid tasks at properties that I cannot get to. If you're not getting $40-$50 an hour for some pretty high-level stuff that you're doing, first of all, you're the idiot that's been accepting that. Second of all, you got to change your life and go out there and start applying for new places and get the damn money that you deserve. Because the prices of goods and services are up 10 to 20%. Sometimes, in some places, it's more. If you think that you're going to sustain your lifestyle on a 3% raise, 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, 8% raise when inflation is 10% a year, you don't deserve success. You deserve whatever's coming to you. It's not success, but whatever, if there's something coming to you, it's probably very negative. So you got to get out there. You got to talk with people. You got to meet people. You got to say, hey, I'm worth this, boom, boom, boom. Demand a raise. Number one, especially if you have children, because they're worth it. I don't care what the hell you do. Demand a raise if you have children, because you're negotiating for them, not for yourself, you greedy bastard. Number two, you got to get a hustle. You got to get a side hustle. You got to do something to make up for the lost money that you're not making, or the money that your money is losing if it's in a savings account. I'll be honest with you. Savings account? Saving for what? If you want a savings account, get 4 credit cards. You can get $15,000 off of 4 credit cards too easy. If something bad happens, swipe it. Discover cannot put you in jail. Visa cannot put you in jail. Credit is good for nothing unless you need it. And if you are where some people are, like myself, it's not about credit score. It's about cash flow, baby. That's why this is the cash flow kingdom. I don't need good credit. I have good credit because we pay our bills and we're not, smash bags of ass. But credit is not important when I go to get a loan. The lender says, I need to see the books. I show her the books. She says, okay, we'll give you this. It's not $400,000 every time. It's not. It's not even year 2. I don't want 2. I don't want 4. I want 1.25. The points, the rate, that's for suckers. People that talk about the rate, that's for suckers. They have no clue what they're talking about. Find me another place that's going to give you 80% of $125,000 at 7% a year. Find me that. Find me that person other than a bank. You won't. You can't. It's impossible because the banks are the best lenders in the entire world. Only the best people can use the banks and use the bank's money. If you're a bad person, if you're not a good person, you can't use the bank's money. If you're too overextended, if you're capped out, you cannot use the bank's money. Who can use the bank's money? People that can afford to do it. Are there other lending options? Yes, absolutely. There's ways that you can get creative, and that's fantastic. And use those. Don't forget to use those, because when you use the bank and they're done playing games with you for the year, they don't want to play ball, wait till the next tax season, you got to use the other people, and that's fine. But what you have to start doing is you have to start getting a hustle. All I'm trying to do is, all I'm trying to put out there right now today is you got to get something else going. Get off your fat ass and go do something. Everybody says they're going to do everything. Nobody does actual shit. If you did one thing to change your life today for the rest of time, and you just did that one thing for the rest of time, who knows how successful or how much better off your life would be. I'm not saying go out and buy a rental property. I'm not saying go out and give somebody a couple $100,000, whatever. But what I am saying is what you need to do is you need to look at your bank account. If you have more than 3 to 6 months in your savings account, you got to find a place to park that money because you got to make that money grow. I'm telling you, you got to make that money grow. Find something. Hell, give it to a guy. Every time you give him 100, he gives you back 200. Don't ask questions. Just don't. Just keep giving him $100. He'll keep giving you $200. Just don't ask questions. You don't have to report on your taxes. It's such a small amount. Who cares? Like, come on. But you got to figure this out, gang. You got to get a side hustle. You got to get something going on this side. You got to have multiple streams of income. You got to treat your job, yourself, and your bank account and your family like it's worth what it's worth. If it's worth $1 billion to you, you got to show that. You got to reflect that. You got to put out $1 billion worth of work and effort and energy and extend yourself and meet people, shake hands, say that you're doing this, tell them that you're getting into that, tell them that you're looking to get into this, invest in a business, give somebody a loan. If you got $100,000 sitting in a bank and you don't want to spend it all on real estate, that's fine. I don't care. I apologize. If you have $100,000 sitting in a bank account, you can invest in probably 4 different companies and make quadruple that much money in a couple years. It just is what it is. But this podcast is a call to action. I don't care what action you take. I don't care what you do. I just need you to go out there and do something, because nobody needs to feel the pressure that's getting put on them right now. Nobody needs to be subject to these horrible situations and things that we got going on in this country with the banking system, the money, the houses, this, that market, what's going on here, boom, 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 boom. Nobody deserves, that's not true. Any good-hearted person who just wants to be a little bit better tomorrow than they are today deserves to feel the weight of this recession, because they didn't cause it. They didn't do anything like this. I know the media will prop up a situation that's occurring around the world as a problem, and that's what's causing this, that, and the other thing. Nobody really genuinely believes that. We all know that there's deals being done at the top. There's meetings that the average person will never get invited to, and the average highly intelligent person will never believe actually exists. But you are subject to whatever happens at the top and how that trickles down to the bottom. So I just want you to get out there, do something, start a side hustle, start a side business. Just hustle, man. Just get out there and hustle. It can be scary, it can be weird, it can be new. But you know what? You've got to get out of your comfort zone. That's all I ask you to do. You just got to get out of your comfort zone. It is what it is, right? So, what do we got coming up? We just got a bunch of cameras and stuff. Get some more cameras. October's coming up. Horror stories. Over the next 3-4 weeks, we're doing a little bit of a business challenge. We'll circle back to this. Like I just told you, get out there and work on your hustle. I'm going to show you how easy it is. My apologies, I'm dealing with some things in my stomach right now. I'm going to get out there and show you how easy it is to actually start a hustle. It's just that simple. And I'm going to continuously do something like that, and maybe we can do a little challenge together. I don't know. But we'll have fun with it. It'll be a good time. As always, gang, I don't really care about making any money off this podcast. I don't want to. I just want to give you guys the information that I have. It's free. Use it. Don't use it. I don't know. If you use it, great. You're going to make a lot of money. If you don't use it, you're a bum. Get rid of me. Don't even talk to me. I don't even want to see you. But get out there and do something with your life, and go be special. If you're 30 years old and you haven't made it yet, make it. If you're 50 years old, make it. If you're 70, make it. There's no excuse. If you're breathing, you've got to be pushing. You've got to be pushing. Is death a better option than success? I don't know. But if you break it down like that, and every decision is somewhat along those lines, you might be surprised at what you're able to achieve. So, with these genius high speeds driving down the street with their loud ass mufflers, that's my cue to be done for the day. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go talk to some people, shake a hand, do some free stuff for people because why the hell not? Make somebody's day. And if you need any help, message us on Instagram at Glatt Properties. Send us an email, glattproperties@gmail.com. We'd be happy to help you out however we can. And that's all I got. Stay safe, y'all.